Well, let's get started. I want to talk a little bit about follow-up today. Smart plans, specifically within Command, but how you can leverage smart plans, automate some of it to remind you some of it, just kind of a combination, really. A number of different options with smart plans, and it's really, think of a smart plan as a way to systematically follow up with someone or on something. You know, it could be on a specific event or date. This is something that continues to get built out more and more, so it is continuing to get more robust. As of right now, there's a couple things that are manual. So with smart plans, right now, there is not an automatic trigger. Now, a trigger is like, if something happens, then do this. We don't have an automated way for that yet. KW is building those triggers. They've kind of got the foundation in place, and they're getting those set up. So right now, it's a manual process to take somebody and put them on a smart plan for something like, well, for example, there's an open house follow-up smart plan. Now, you can't have it like they sign in at the open house and boom, it puts them on it, or a Facebook lead can't automatically go on a smart plan. However, you can kind of develop your own system, which is really just a habit of getting in the habit of putting people on that smart plan. You know, when a new Facebook lead comes in, what do? You just put them on that smart plan. So within Command, down the icons on the left, smart plans looks like the little computer screen with a gear on it. And when we click on smart plans, if you have not set any smart plans up, this screen will be blank. You won't see the dozen or so smart plans that I have listed here where it says monthly neighborhood nurture, quarterly call plan. So that's because I've gone in and I've turned them on from the library already. So up at the top, KW has a tab for us called the library. When you click on that, you will see the smart plans that KW has built and provided for us. So there's currently, you should see 10 smart plans, I believe, in there right now. So in these smart plans, each of these has a different cadence to them. They have a different quantity of steps, different timeline. Underneath any one of these, there's an Add to Smart Plan button, and there's a View Steps link. Let's look at the monthly neighborhood nurture down at the bottom here. If I click on View Steps, I can scroll down and I can see what's included in that smart plan. So this one has, it's going to send them an HTML email. And an HTML email, it just means it's a pretty email. It looks nice, it has graphics and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's going to send them an email, wait 30 days, and it's going to repeat over and over and over. Hence the monthly neighborhood nurture. So every 30 days, this is going to repeat until you stop it, or you take them off, or they unsubscribe. So if I wanted to turn this on, all I would do is I would click Add Smart Plan. I could adjust the name if I wanted to and click Apply. I've already got it turned on. There's a few smart plans that I would recommend enabling or adding if you don't have them yet. I would make sure the monthly neighborhood nurture is there. There's also a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. Same thing, but it's on a 2-week cadence instead of a 4-week. So again, I'd do the same thing. I'd click on Add Smart Plan. I could rename it if I wanted to and hit Apply. I would also make sure that I turned on the quarterly call plan. The quarterly call plan, super simple. Call them, wait 90 days, rinse and repeat. As you start to put your contacts on this quarterly call plan, if you do it in a systematic way, after 1 quarter or 90 days effectively, the system's just going to start feeding you the people to call each day. So we'll get into adding people and all that stuff in just a couple of minutes. I just wanted to go over where to turn them on first. So I'd add that one. I've already got it set up. There also is a Promote My App one. Now the Promote My App one, if we look at the steps, it's going to send them an automated email prompting them to download your app. Then it's going to wait 1 day, and it is going to do one of 2 things. Depending if you have turned on and subscribed to Twilio, which is the automated text service, if you've done that, it will automatically send the text. Now that is a pay per text service, super affordable, less than a penny a piece. So if you don't have Twilio, it's going to give you a task to send them a text. And now when it gives you that task, it will give you the recommended messaging to use, or you can type your own text. But then you just take out your phone, send them a text, and go into Command and check it off that you've done it. Then it waits 3 days and it sends them another text or reminds you to send it. There's also a birthday one, a home anniversary one, and an open house follow-up. So you can turn on any or all of them. And once you've got them turned on, up at the top, they will then appear in your My Smart Plans tab. So now you can see I've got all of these smart plans listed out here. And right here, under the contacts column, I can see how many contacts I have on that smart plan. So I've currently got 85 people on my quarterly call plan and 1 on my long-term nurture. And if I click on the eyeball here, it will actually show me who is on my quarterly call plan. You can see the duration and the number of touches. Over on the far right is where you kind of have your little control panel for each smart plan. Many of the KW provided ones, we can't edit them, so the pencil is grayed out, but some of them you can. You can add contacts right from here. So if I wanted to add people to my monthly neighborhood nurture, I could go right here. Again, I'm in Smart Plans. Next to monthly neighborhood nurture, click on the little person icon here. And I'm going to be able to search my contacts. Now I can search by name. Add Mike. Now it's warning me I don't have any neighborhoods for Mike, so it's going to yell at me about that. In order to send a monthly neighborhood nurture, you do have to have their address so that you can get a neighborhood associated with them. And it's recommended to have multiple neighborhoods. Now if I wanted to search out and select more than one, I could go through and select the ones I want or select all. And that's going to select all of them on this page, so I would have to go to the next page and add them. I can also search by tags, so I could go into my tags, search for a city. I don't have anybody there. There we go. Find a tag, search, and I could select all of them for that tag. Super easy too. Once I go ahead and want to add them, I'll click Add to Smart Plan, and it's going to say, okay, when do you want to start it? Do you want to start it immediately, or do you want to start it on a specific date? Let me go back here, because if I click multiple people, it gives me a third option. It asks me if I want to stagger them over the next few days. This way, I could take my whole database, or I could take 100 people or 20 people or whatever I wanted, and I could stagger them over the next few days. So maybe I only want to have 5 per day. So that way, if I put 50 people on, it's just going to give me 5 per day over the next 10 days. That's a little bit more digestible, so you don't get 100 tasks tomorrow. And then I'd go through and confirm, and I'd get them set up. So that's how you can add them from this screen. You can also add contacts from the contact screen. I could go through and search and select all, or select the ones that I want. And under the bulk action dropdown, there is Add to Smart Plan. If I click on that, I just pick the smart plan I want to add them to, and it's the same process. And the third place that I could put them on a smart plan is directly from the individual contact. Remember, the left-hand side is your static information. That's your name, address, all the contact information, all that good stuff. And on the right is the smart side of the screen. So that's where you have your different tabs for timeline, opportunities. And right there is Smart Plans. Click on Smart Plans, Add to Smart Plan, and pick the smart plan I wanted to set them on. You can have people on more than one smart plan. In fact, you can have them on all the smart plans pretty much. There's a couple that do contradict each other though. So you can't have them on the monthly neighborhood nurture and the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. And that's because, well, it's the same thing, just 2 weeks or 4. I believe you also can't put them on the long-term nurture and the midterm nurture, because those are effectively the same thing, just a different, they're just stretched out over a longer period of time. The long-term nurture, if I click on this little arrow here, I can see the steps. Is spread out over 10, 20, 30 days, and then it repeats 5 times. So that's going to go really for a half a year. So, but I could put somebody on a quarterly call plan, for example, and a monthly neighborhood nurture. So that's how you can turn on the smart plans, and then how you can add people to them. Then under the Smart Plans tab again, you now have the ability to create smart plans. So if I click on the Create button over on the right, I could set up my own custom smart plan. And this could be anything that I wanted it to be. Anything from a one-off email that I wanted to send. That's right, this is how you can actually send an email to contacts in your database through Command. I could go through and I could make an email that had a link to my app or a link to my site, or just say, hey, I wanted to share my new listing. Now these emails are text only. You can't include graphics or videos or anything like that yet. It's just text and links. Very basic and simple, but that also means they're a little more personal looking because they look like you typed them out. So let's just say we wanted to make a one-off email that was to send somebody our website link so that after they come through an open house, we can put them on there. Let's just call this Smart Plan, call it my website link. So I'm going to give it a name and click apply. That is going to create it, and it's going to bring me into the builder. Now the builder here is actually really easy to work with. Over on the left-hand side is the sequence or the flow, and the right-hand side are the steps. If I wanted to have somebody just get this email right away with my app link, but I didn't want to type it out every time, or I wanted to mass send it to a ton of people at once, I'm going to pick the step I want. So let's click on Send Email, and it's going to add that step over here on the left where I can configure it a little bit. Coming soon, we'll have options under HTML where we'll have a library. It's there, but it's super limited right now. A simple email. It's going to come from my KW email, and then I give it a subject. Here's my website link where you can search for homes anywhere, or whatever we wanted it to be. Then I could go into the email, and I could start with a salutation. So, hi. Wouldn't it be cool if we could put their name in it here? Right here is a merge field. If I click on the merge field, it's going to let me select from a few different things. I can select contact first name, and now it's going to automatically plug their name in for each email. So I could go hi, contact first name. So that's going to do hi Mike, hi Kay, hi Cami, hi whoever. Then I could say, I just wanted to get you my website link. Okay, I just wanted to get you my website link so you can start browsing for homes now. Now I'm just going to go through, and I already have my website link, but it's easiest if I just go to it. So I'm going to go to my website. I'm going to select the link at the top and copy it. Then I can go into this email, and I could do two things. I could say, check it out here, and then I could highlight this text. And up at the top, there's a little chain link. That's an insert hyperlink or insert link. Click on the link and paste. Right-click add. Now that made that text the link. Causes it to look a little prettier, right? Alternatively, I could say, here is my website. And I could do like this. And that's fine too. It just looks a little cleaner if you highlight some of the text and make it a link. So now I could go through and save this step. And if I wanted to add any additional steps or delays, I could put a delay in here. So if I click on delay on the right-hand side, it's going to add that down below. I could say maybe I want to wait 3 days, and maybe I want to have a task to follow up with them, or I want to be reminded to call them. I could simply add those in. So I click make a call, and now over on the left-hand side, make a call is in there. Or I could do my task name, call, and then over here, for my merge field, I could say first name, and I could do last name. Call first name, last name. Either in the name or the description, I could actually put their phone number. Call first name. I want to call them to see if they've checked in my website yet. So I could do call first name, and then I could do at, and I could even put in their phone number. So right here, it's in the task, and I don't have to go look it up in their contact. And I'm going to save that step. So what we just did is we made a smart plan that's going to send them an email to the website, wait 3 days, and then it's going to give me a task to make a call to them. I've gone through, I've saved each step. Up at the top in the very right corner, I can hit save. And now that I've got that saved, I can also add people right from here. So I'm going to add Mike, I'm going to add Kay, Lori. So now that I've selected add to smart plan, do I want to start it now? Do I want to start it on a specific day? Or stagger? Let's do it right now. And here it's going to say, okay, make sure you confirm. And then it's just giving me a little prompt. If you have Twilio, they're going to automatically go out. Here's the sequence, confirm. Within a minute or two, you should all receive that email. And it's super basic. It's a text email. But in there, you'd have a link to my website. I could easily take and copy a specific listing on my page and send it to you. I could have it a link to my app. It could be to anything I wanted it to be. We always talk about things like the 36 to convert, 33 touch, and all these different things. What they've done is they haven't provided us with like an all-in-one bundle, because very much of that is like a one-to-many marketing. It's the same thing going out to everyone. So what they've done is started to provide us with the individual pieces or components that could make up something like that. For example, if I have a contact and I put them on the monthly neighborhood nurture, that's 12 touches a year. Put them on the quarterly call plan, there's another 4, puts me up to 16. Put them on the home anniversary and the birthday, there's at least 17, 18, if not more. The home anniversary one actually reminds you to send them a gift or a card 6 days ahead of time, and then reminds you to call them on the day. So we're talking 18 to 20 touches already right there. So you can build out your own custom plans in here. You can send up to 5,000 emails for free per month through KW here. And if you want more, it's like $10 a month to jump up to the 10,000 email bracket. So the last thing I want to show you in here quick is I made a smart plan called the 555. Now, I did not invent the 555. What I did is I went to create and I made a smart plan. I'm going to show you the steps involved. Click on my 555. My 555 is a phone call. Then 28 days later, it's going to give me a task to go on their social media and post a comment or send a message or on their stories. Then it waits 28 days and it's going to remind me to send them a text. Now, I could have worked in Twilio to be automatic, but I wanted it to be personal, and so this one required it to be just a task for me to do. Then it waits 28 days and it keeps repeating unlimited. So what this looks like is basically my contact, any one of my contacts, if I put them on this, each quarter they're going to get a call, a social media comment or post or message, and a text. So that's 3 touches in a quarter, touching them once a month through there basically. Now the reason it's 555 because if I did 5 phone calls today to 5 contacts, and I did 5 social media comments or messages to 5 other contacts, and I did 5 text messages to 5 other contacts, I'm really reaching out to 15 people per day, but it's 5 of each type, just making it a little bit digestible. And then tomorrow I reach out to 5 different people on all of them. So what that looks like is I'd go through and I'd put 5 people on my 555 today. I'd call them. And then it's just going to start feeding you. You get through a month. Here's the 5 people you need to text today. Here's the 5 people that you need to do a social media comment today. Mine looks like this. The call, it says call, contact, first name, last name at this number just to check in with them. Hey, how you doing? Then after 28 days, it says go to their social media profile, like their Facebook or their Instagram, kind of snoop around a little, see what they've been up to, and then comment on one of their posts or stories. You could send a message if you prefer, but a lot of times the comment is nice because that's just put out there publicly. They can respond to it when they want. But you want to make sure that you ask a question. You want to get something that's going to spark a conversation. Ask a question is the point. So you look at their social media and you ask a question. And then the other one is just a text. It says, hey, text them to see how they're doing and just to say hi. You could do, the other method I've seen is text them and say, hey, I was driving through your neighborhood, with a new buyer, and it just made me think of you. How are you? Like, it doesn't have to be anything in depth. It's more of just like to say hi. So that's my 555 that I really like. I've seen people build smart plans for Facebook follow-up. So when they get a new lead, they have a smart plan that is, they want to call them right away. And then the next day they want to send them an email with their website link. And maybe you wait 3 more days and they want to call them again to check in. And with these smart plans, if you had a Facebook lead follow-up one like that, once you get a hold of them and you start establishing a relationship, you maybe would want to take them off of that smart plan because you don't want them to continue to get your material that you're trying to get them to engage. If you want to take people off, you can do that from within their individual contact card. So I could go to any one of my contacts who's on a smart plan, and I actually could unsubscribe them right from there or from the smart plan screen. Once you have people on smart plans, those tasks are going to come due, and you're going to get those tasks in 2 places. You're going to get them in your Kelly app if you have it on your phone, so you'll get that notification. Mine comes like around 9:30 in the morning usually, and it says, hey, here's what you've got to do. So it's going to give me the tasks right there, and they're going to show up under this bell. I'll be able to see the tasks that I have. But the tasks are going to be listed on this task widget on the main screen. Yours may be in a different spot. I clicked this customize home button and I moved my tasks up to the top here. I clicked it and dragged it up to the top. They're going to show up in there, and they also show up in the actual task applet on the left. So if I click on the tasks on the left here, the little check mark, I'm going to see the tasks that I have due for today. And I can click the drop down to see what's past due, what's due in the next 7 days. I can search through and browse through. What are the tasks that I've completed? If I do all time completed, there's my 145 tasks that I've completed. So when they come up right here on my main screen or in my tasks, I can go through and I can snooze them or archive them, and I can check it off. So this one was to call Brett. Do I want to mark it complete? Sure, mark it complete. And now that won't show up on my main screen here anymore. So that's where you'd see any tasks that are due. That is SmartPlans.